Hey Capricorn, it's Kathleen here to do your April read. I'm actually just going to sage in between. I just had a pretty amazing read for another sign, and there's a lot of very odd energy coming in. So I'm going to sage in between here. I try and do that every time anyway, but not to the degree that I use all my white sage and the whole gamut here. So bear with me as I address it with the cards, please, for a second. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm an intuitive channeler, and I try and give the messages that most need to be heard within the collective that I'm reading for. Spirit determines what that is. They also determine what cards I'm pulling, right? I don't directly pull them from the deck. They actually jump out. So if the message resonates with you, great. Stay tuned. If it doesn't resonate with you, you're welcome to look at your sun, at your moon, rising, or Venus signs. That may resonate with you better. That may be the message you're supposed to hear for the month. And additionally, I'll be doing more messages mid-month when I come back with another reading. It may be a short, quickie kind of all signs reading. I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided exactly what I'm doing with that yet. So I'm going to use some osier root here as well. My great-great-great-grandmother was indigenous, and I just like connecting with this energy. It just seems to work for me in terms of readings, so I always invite my ancestors in anyway whenever I do a reading. Not that, maybe that's too much information for you, but that's how I do it, so I'm just sharing it with you guys. All right, let's start with, I want Lightseer's Tarot for you, apparently. That's what I'm supposed to start with, so we'll start here. I shuffle 3 times. Before I get the message, I'll do a Celtic cross spread, and then I'll come back with some kind of oracle cards to give us some overseeing kind of messages, like some advice, and possibly animal spirit cards, depending on what comes up. So stay tuned. If you don't want to sit through my shuffling and getting the cards out, you're more than welcome to fast forward. Please feel free. Additionally, I put some information about the channel up online on YouTube this week, because I think people misunderstand when I say Triple Threat Tarot. It's not about me being a triple threat. That has nothing to do with it. It actually has to do with my logo, which is the Merkaba. It's a Kabbalistic sacred geometry shape. That means chariot of light. And it is light, spirit, breath. It is about the electromagnetic field that we all emit. And it's about how channelers receive light through their electromagnetic field when they're channeling to discern messages for the collectives that they're reading for, or in the messages that are coming out. So that's what it's about. It's not about, looks, body, brains, or any of that kind of stuff. It really isn't. It's about the others. So I thought I needed to clarify that, and hopefully that makes sense to you. I certainly didn't intend for that, and I didn't even really think about that when I created the brand. I'm not taking all those, as too many. And that's why I use the Merkaba as our logo, okay? So that was my intent. And I say our because I'm trying to work in tandem with Spirit and my guides and my ancestors to give you the messages that most need to be heard in the collective when I'm doing the channeling here for you, okay? We all kind of do the same thing in terms of being deliverers of the message here. Queen of Cups, Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. But I just thought I would explain it because I think sometimes my title makes people confused. It's not a thing, an ego thing at all. Okay? All right. Ooh, 6 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Victorious. Nice. Okay. First in the middle here of the spread, Scorpio, we get 12, the Hangman. This is going inside. This is taking time out, doing some inner work, some spiritual work. And maybe that's why you're here on the channel, right? Obviously, if you weren't a seeker, you would be looking at tarot. So this is about that aspect of self, trying to connect with the divine. And you see her spiritual awakening here, see the light coming into her body, right? That's what this is about. So it's called the Hangman and the person's upside down, but it's really about light entering through the crown chakra and illuminating our decision-making based on spiritual awareness, if that makes sense. A lot there. Okay. Eight of Swords. This is about feeling restricted, bound, tied to a decision, a person, a place, a thing. And it's really an illusion of the mind. And that's why you get the reflective face here. See, she's not really bound or tied up, or she doesn't really have crows flying around her head, tying her up, okay? She can actually see in real life. It's just her mental mind, this card energy, right? Her mental mind is restricted and can only see certain things. She can't see her way out of it, okay? But it's all an illusion, all right? So the obstacles you'll have to overcome in doing your spiritual awakening is realizing that reality as you see it is only reality as you see it, and it's not really reality because there is no reality. Makes sense? Everything is as we perceive it. And so if we see ourselves as bound and tied by social constraints or religious norms or societal expectations or our own imposed expectations or our family's imposed expectations, whatever the case may be, then we can get really tied up in that. Hangman is going within and doing the spiritual work to realize that you're only as free as you think you are, and that you really don't have the constraints that you think that you do. So it's undoing this being bound up and tied and restricted and mentally tortured, getting out of the head and into the heart, and finding that spiritual truth, right, of self. Bottom of the spread in the subconscious. Eight of Swords, Ten of Swords, same tomato, tomato, right? Ten of Swords is being stabbed in the back. You've had a lot of, whoever I'm reading for here has had a lot of fighting, verbal issues with other people, communication. Swords are typically communication, right? Or mental thoughts. So you've had a lot of negative things thrust on you, I think, and you've been stabbed in the back numerous times. And I think there's probably been some verbal abuse here. I think that it's a question of, do I believe what is being said? Do I believe what is being talked about, right? Am I that person? There's all this stuff you're trying to work through spiritually, but it all came from an external source. And you're trying to put down your Ten of Wands. 2 tens here, man. I empathize. Ten of Wands is having these huge burdens, and often these are burdens that other people put on us. And like I said, expectations, us being either codependent, saying, yeah, I'll take that for you, I'll do that for you, I'll bend over backwards, or finding yourself completely overwhelmed by everything outside of self, yeah? And this is actually, in your conscious mind, trying to get away from that, learning how to say no, trying to take care of yourself spiritually here and do what's right for you. So I love that. Okay. Devil in reverse in the recent past. So in the recent past, we were dealing with some very toxic energy, very toxic people who were like the puppet masters of you and what was going to happen to you, right? And you found, see, look at this. This is being bound by those strings. You see that? The mental worry, the anxiety. Somebody else was controlling your situation here, even though they really weren't, but they were. Does that make sense? Okay. And now it's in the reverse. So you're out of that energy now, which is great. Don't go back into it mentally, right? Don't keep thinking about it. Don't keep ruminating on it. Put your burdens down and, free yourself from this Eight of Swords mental energy. Every time you start thinking about all of this that happened in the past, start focusing instead on you and where you're going and how to make yourself happy and what will fulfill you. Okay? The positives here. All right? The star, immediate future. Your dreams are going to start getting fulfilled here. Okay? If you can get past this and you're doing this, these two will bring you nothing but ruin. That's your obstacle and what you're overcoming. But this is your spiritual enlightenment, and realizing your dreams. Okay? So that's in the recent future. So that's coming up. And since we're reading for April, hopefully it's in April, right? At the bottom of the spread, there's a Knight of Cups in reverse. Someone was supposed to come in with an offer here. That did not happen. And in your environment, there is a Queen of Cups. So there is someone, this is just a feminine energy, can be a man that you're talking about here. But there is someone who is loving and giving and emotionally intelligent, receptive and fair and reciprocal and all of that kind of stuff. So I think you're building your dreams here with this individual, and this is going bye-bye. All this is going bye-bye. These energies are all aligned, right, with themselves. This is where you're going now, okay? You've got the Nine of Pentacles in reverse here in your hopes and fears. And I think this is feeling like you're not going to be okay. And this can be a single energy, but you're going to feel like you're not okay financially. You can't see the higher perspective of what's transpired and why you got to where you are. But I think in the end, you're going to end up walking away from that, right? To find your true peace. It's like, all right, I've had enough of all of this. I'm loving the self now. I want to realize my dreams. I've got the person here in my environment who is emotionally supportive. And I'm going to walk away. And at the end, you're going to be victorious, okay? In the end, you've got the victory here. Laurel wreath, victory. Additionally, you've got the Six of Pentacles, which is being able to receive from the universe, right? Some abundance here and being able to give back to yours and theirs and others, like the people that you love in your life. And the Chariot actually moves. So doing all this inner spiritual work has been really good. And I think if you look at all of this in the past as a lesson that took you to this place, it's going to get the Chariot to move for you. And then you get to your Six of Wands, okay? Let's get some clarification on all this. Do we want this deck? Yes. Okay. All right. Let's get some clarification on this. I've had a rough go there in the past. That's all done. Okay? It's all done. Don't focus on it. Don't think about it. Don't ruminate about it. You don't want to manifest any more of that into your life. You've had enough. Okay? Okay? Really. Let that go. You don't have to forget, but you certainly have to forgive, and that's for you because, yeah, the Sun, passion, Ace of Cups in reverse. We're going to take that in the upright because, and you fought a lot of battles, yeah. Yeah, some emotional fulfillment there. Six of Cups. Someone from the past returns with an offer. And you're like, no thanks. That's funny. You're like, nope, I know the truth now. I know the truth of what's going on with you, and I'm not going to take that offer. Okay, well, good for you. Ten of Swords repeats, right, down here. You've been stabbed in the back, so you know better here, right? Nine of Wands, you're very guarded. You're not going to take this offer. Interesting. I wonder what they're trying to persuade you to do. I want to get, for some reason I'm being drawn to, I want to try this other deck here. It's a new deck. Gonna give it 3 shuffles. Brand new deck here. 3 shuffles. Although it's really weird. It's like on PVC or something. I don't know. I got it from Amazon, and when it arrived, I was like, what's up with this deck? I love the artwork and the actual deck itself. Just the cards are very odd. So you've got Matt, which is fairness. The situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. Okay. Let me suggest another definition for fairness. It's when all parties involved surrender their personal agendas in favor of the greater good for the entirety of the group. This requires trust in the wisdom of the whole. When it comes to matters of disputes, the attacks are based on fears that may not receive your share. Yet attacks amplify the hurt and the pain that caused the dispute in the first place. Why not surrender your attachment to a specific outcome and instead direct your holy will toward the resolution of the argument? Hold a firm vision of a peaceful outcome and let the pieces fall into place in a harmonious manner. You know, sometimes things don't work out the way we had planned for them to work out, and we think, oh no, you know, that's a disaster, right? Or whatever. And we find out later on when we look back that it was probably the best thing that ever could have happened, because the universe generally has your back, you know? And I think in this case, that's absolutely the case. So I think you're going to find down the road that everything worked out for a reason. And I'm being drawn to the Psychic Tarot, so I will grab that and get you another card before we close here. I know in the past you haven't been dealt with fairly, okay? At all. You've taken on everybody else's stuff. You know, everybody else's burdens, and that can be taking care of people, taking care of stuff, you know, like doing all the work for somebody else. It's not being appreciated the way it should have been, you know, that kind of thing. The whole expectation that someone's going to appreciate what I'm doing. Well, you know, people might not be realistic. You just got to have standards for yourself about what you're willing to do and what you're willing to put out, and what doesn't drain you emotionally and energetically. Patience. It's saying have some patience for what is coming, right? It's going to take time, but it will get there. And I think it will get there. I mean, you've got the victory here. You've got a couple of aces here, so I think it will come around. I think you will see things grow in the future. Let's see what else we got here. Still being drawn to an animal spirit card. So patience, I don't even think I need to read that. I think we all got what the meaning of that card is. Patience to wait to see things grow. Okay. So here are the last two cards. You may be dealing with a Leo. I think this is you and your prospective Queen of Cups person, right? The turtle is swimming in dark waters here, and the rock is the lion here. So let me just get you a read on these two. We'll close out the reading with that. I think, little turtle, that you're going to come out of the dark here, okay? Let's get you the lion first. Patience. Well, oddly enough. Regal, a complete master. The lion is a master of the fire element and the living mascot of self-transformation. A lion personality dictates their life to personal and spiritual growth. And isn't that where we started here? Maybe this is you guys, right? This is you guys, Capricorn. Where'd it go? Oh, there we go. The hangman, right? Self-transformation to personal spiritual growth. Dedication inspires some and intimidates others. Therefore, the lion is respected by all, known intimately by few. Some mistake the lion as hard to access and aloof, yet those with a keener eye know better. Lions are observant, stealthy, and precise in their words and actions. They do not waste energy or resources. This card reminds us that self-mastery is available to all, no matter where our quest begins. So that's you, Capricorn. Take that back. That was you. Turtle. Turtle, where are you? Oh, there he is. Elusive turtle. Okay. Ancient soul. Grounded, trusting, at home in the self. It is wonderful to be in the presence of a turtle personality. Like the beaver, the turtle has a strong relationship with the earth and water elements simultaneously. You know, maybe you garden, maybe you like to go swimming, but you have some kind of connection with earth and water. This helps to ground and connect with the deeper truths of life. No matter where their travels lead them, turtle energy is behind all great writers and storytellers as they collect their life experiences under their shells for later use. The most potent turtle energy helps us close all the other books and begin to tell our own tale. Okay? So that is, becoming more comfortable with the self, and that happens through spiritual transformation, absolutely. And being able to manifest our dreams because we know what we want, and having patience for those to come about, okay? That's what I have for you right now, Capricorn. I will come back in the middle of the month and give you guys another read, and hopefully some of this has either manifested or you've gotten some clarity about the messages here. And feel free to leave me comments if you have any questions or you would like to ask me anything in regard to this energy. Yeah. What else? You could also follow me on Facebook and Instagram if you want to see anything else that I do over there. I do different stuff on those channels that I cannot do here on YouTube, primarily because I can't do like short little 1-minute videos that just kind of pop up. And I do musical cards and contests that are easier to run on those channels because I can go in the comments and ask people to comment below and leave them up there for quite some time. So they're not just kind of sitting out there as an old video. So if you're interested in that, check me out over there. Otherwise, I will see you mid-month to talk about your reading and how it's turned out, or at least do a mini read for all the signs mid-month and see if the energies have changed or shifted or anything else has come about that's new and different, all right? Okay, guys, love you, take care, and walk away from the past. Just don't even think about it, right? Focus on the spiritual growth and self-development and the things that you're grateful for, and you're going to manifest this new future for yourself, okay? Thanks so much. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.